Alright, so you've got either your customer to try on the dress. Okay, in this case I was trying it on myself as just an example to show you about refashioning, garments as an extra service to your sewing business. Alright, so now this is a dress. We are going to shorten it into a top. So you let your client try it on and you ask her, will she be wearing this with, high-waisted trousers, high-waisted skirts? How's she going to be wearing this? Does she want to have it cropped? Does she want to have it tucked into her trouser or skirt or shorts? So get some clarity first of what top she wants out of this dress and how she's going to be wearing it the rest of her wardrobe. So I basically have pinned. I have pinned where I want the length of the top to be. So I'm going to add an extra 3 centimeters to this measurement just for in case. And also for my hem as well, so I'm making it a little bit longer. I can always shorten it once I've tried it on. So now I've pinned where it needs to be cut. So you always add a seam allowance on first before you cut, because where the pin was marked, that is your finished measurement. So you must still add on your seam allowance. I'm adding on a 3 centimeter hem. So from the bottom of the skirt going up is 33 centimeters. So I'm going to measure 33 centimeters all the way along. Now this is a stretch fabric, so it kind of distorts and loses its shape as it's been worn. This dress is fairly new. I've worn it once and it's been in my wardrobe now for over a year and a half and I'm not wearing it, so it's obvious that I'm not crazy about it. And I realized because it's maybe too tight, I've outgrown this over sexy look. I'd rather wear it as a top. I'm going to fold it in half, make sure all the seams are aligned by the hemline. You can either take your chalk and mark it. I'm just going to go a little bit longer. I'll fold it in half. I'm aligning up the hemline. And I'm going to cut. Now if you are a little bit nervous, then you can maybe just do more pins. I've separated, so perhaps I can use this cloth for something else. But now, there we go. It is now officially a top. Okay, dress number 2. This is a knitted dress. So it actually, stretches out according to your body shape. Okay, now exactly same concept as the other dress. I've pinned where the length should be to make it into a top. So from the hemline going up towards that pin, it is 38 centimeters. I'm going to just add an extra centimeter to the hem over here. So I'm going to overlock this so it doesn't run. So I'm now on 37. So I'm going to just measure from the hemline up 37 centimeters. Now as a tip, what you could always do is create a little curve. Always add a bit more length to, where the tummy area is. So from the hip, you can curve out slightly and then go back up. It is always more flattering on a body, and you get a nice body shape. So what I will do here is I'm going to make that 35. Especially if a client has a bit of a tummy, it just helps with that extra circumference measurement that you need to go over if someone has a tummy, so it actually just hangs, it's more flattering on the body. Okay, so there is my pin. Now I'm going to fold it in half, making sure that my hemlines are matching and totally aligned with one another. You don't want to cut it skew, because once you've cut this, it's cut, so you don't want to mess it up. Alright, so by doing things like this for your client, you are offering a refashion your wardrobe service. So you can actually go into their wardrobe and help them look at garments they haven't been wearing and make suggestions. You can maybe like cut a dress into a top. Okay, this is dress number 3. I've done the same. I've turned the garment around to the back so that I can eyeball the zip, because if this top needed to be made shorter, that means that I would have to unpick part of the zip and then stitch the centre back closed and then measure the hem and then cut it. Okay, so once again I'm measuring from the hemline up and I'm creating a little bit of a curve, making it a little bit longer in the centre back and centre front of the actual dress. Okay, so you can just take your measures over the one side here, and on the sides is 49 centimeters. That is 49. By the centre back is 48. It's 48, 49. Just a slight curvature. And this is where you can take your chalk and you can mark it. You can put a few pins down. Now, just because you are creative and to you this is very easy to do, and you feel guilty that you have to charge someone because you feel this takes you so quick to do, don't feel guilty, because this is a skill that you have learned over the years. You were taught it, or you actually went to designing school and you're adding an extra service just to add more, generate more income into your business. And you know what, this is the skill that you have got. Not everybody can sew, not everybody knows exactly how to do this. So this is something you should actually offer with absolute confidence that you're doing something, you are rejuvenating a wardrobe, refashioning the clothing and just bringing the clothes back to life again. And you're charging a fee for this. Okay, so now once you've done that, you can take out all the pins. You can just go ahead and overlock it, and then give it your hem, either 1 centimeter or 3 centimeter, whatever you have allowed for the hem allowance. And now we've got a little top. Okay, so I've pinned the hemline. On this particular one, I've only got a 1.5 centimeter seam allowed, so now I've just pinned it. I'm just going to go ahead and stitch it, and I'm keeping the edge of my foot, which is going to be on the edge of the fold of the seam allowance, to make sure that my seam is nice and straight. I'm using this as my guideline. I'm giving it a slight stretch because this is the scuba fabric, so it's got a lot of stretch in it. Right, here is the third one with the netting in the front. Okay, this one's hem I'm going to do it a little bit wider. I'm going to do it about a 3 centimeter hem. And then the knitted top has been done as well. This was the knitted dress. I did a 3 centimeter hem on this one. I wanted it to be a bit sort of a bigger hem so I can press it, so it's not going to curl up when I'm wearing it. So I wanted to make it a bit heavier. And then with this little top, it'll be between about 2.5-3 centimeter hem all the way around. I'm just going to stitch it down like I've done with the other two and then give it a press.